Hey everybody, Shane here, daily-astrocat.com. Today is Sunday. It is the 17th of May. So here we go. We're on the downside now, right? Okay, so let's talk about this. The moon is in Gemini all day long, right? Astrology, Astrocat, right? Gemini is Mercury ruled. Okay, so mental Mercury, right? So Mercury governs logic, communication, intelligence, reasoning, and our senses. Mercury moves into Gemini today. Oh, really? Yes. Mercury moves into Gemini today, which is Mercury's domicile. What's that mean? Two of everything. The shinier the better, right? I want to know a little bit about everything. That's how you're going to feel. All right? Oh, this is a Gemini thing. Gemini is a mutable sign, so that makes it very versatile, right? And it also, personal tech kind of flourishes here, right? Especially with Uranus right there, right? It's going to meet up with Uranus today because Uranus still is not out of this first couple of degrees of Gemini. So, Gemini, that's a people pleaser, and it can have a very loose relationship with the truth at times, if it suits their purposes. So today brings us nothing but good things, however. Welcome to that final shift of the outer planets. That's right, we're seeing those planets starting to click into place. We're getting the fire and air axis going instead of the water earth that we had before for years, right? Now we have this one, and this is going to be for years too. So this is going to be more intellect-driven and definitely more action-driven, right? Because that middle of that is Neptune in Aries. So we're going to be creative, madly creative. So madly creative with technology being with Uranus in this first degrees of Gemini. So going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen. You think it was fast last year? Whoa, let's see. So anyway, look, avant-garde creativity meets up with the will to get it done. It shifts the intellectual landscape, and it's going to repurpose how we're using technology. The revolution, that sits in the palm of your hand, right there. Right in the palm of your hand. Today's keyword is deep thinking. 2 keywords. So, the color is the yellow iris. The complex colors of the yellow iris capture the nuance and feeling of what the new moon in Taurus delivered. Okay? It's immediately handed over to Gemini, and now those colors need to be described. Now, can you feel the calm? I got to tell you, this whole thing about people saying, "Oh, this Taurus new moon, this new moon in Taurus, this new moon in Taurus." We told you, take it intuitively, take it instinctively. Don't force anything. Just let it. Your ideas are good enough. They're already in motion, right? We put them into motion a couple of days ago. And what's not being moved right now will eventually move when the time's right for it. Because that's basically what our suns do. That's what Taurus does, right? When the time is right, it will move. Not before then. Now, think about this. We've got that calm from the Taurus new moon, and it's going to be immediately placed in Gemini's hands. The moon's going to move into Gemini. Mercury moves into Gemini. In a couple of days, the sun will move into Gemini. So we're going to have all these planets in Gemini. And what do we got to do? Well, those colors need to be described, right? Yellow, that's a color for Gemini. That yellow iris, the basis of the yellow iris. An older lady from El Salvador once told me that on Wednesdays, if I wore a yellow shirt and lit a yellow Novita candle, it would help me manifest good fortune, particularly in a sales career. Okay? So, just a little aside there, right? Now, today's a day for enjoying the last bits of the Taurus season, which is, perhaps with family, because let's think about it. It's starting to get hot around here, right? Summer, that's just around the corner. Memorial Day, that's kind of like the unofficial kickoff for summer around here, because that's when everybody goes places where they normally go, like to the Cape or maybe to New Hampshire or Maine or stuff like that. They tend to spread out a little bit. The Cape is a very popular destination, as are all the oceanfront ones, but so are the mountains, right? You've got the mountains right out in the Berkshires and stuff like that. So, or the White Mountains in New Hampshire. Go up to Laconia. That's what some people do. They go to Maine on the coast. So, anyway, look, it's summer. Yes, summer. So let's talk about Venus sextile Chiron. Yes, Venus is sextile Chiron. Mars is also sextile Chiron. Okay? Mars is conjunct Chiron. It's not sextile. I wrote that down. I didn't mean that. It's conjunct Chiron. So it's time to get fit, right? And you got 28 days to get on those online challenges. 28 days till you get your beach body. Okay, well, maybe not that drastic, but you know what I'm saying, right? It's just that time. We've got Venus sextile Chiron. We got Mars conjunct Chiron, so that means Venus and Mars are sextile, so there's some motivation there for Mars to be looking his best. So that's one thing. And we always know that Mars is out to impress Venus. So the moon in Gemini is inquisitive. Any setbacks are merely temporary. They are. It's just going to happen that way. We will work it out with technology, even though the technology is most likely the culprit for the setback. It's a vicious circle. But we're learning, right? Yes. So intuition, that's still strong. So trust your hunches and use your imagination to go even further. Mercury meets Uranus later on today. So change up your views on AI and honestly, just begin to explore using it even more. It can make your life easier, right? AI is unrecognizable from what it was even a year ago. So you can expect even more advances much quicker. And look, when Mercury meets Uranus in Gemini, it's going to be our last aspect of the day. And this can change everything. How we communicate, how we go to the market, how we get compensated. Use technology to streamline and augment your creative processes and use it to automate highly repetitive tasks. Once the learning curve is mastered, you will have more time. And you want a relevant hack about that? You can ask whatever AI you're using how to make working with it easier and quicker. There you go. Nice hack, right? You ask the AI, how can I do this better? How can I communicate with you and get this done? How can I get what I want done? Very good, right? And some of them you can just chat with, like Gemini. You can just turn it on a microphone and you can talk and have a conversation. All right, so in 1620, the first merry-go-round, go figure, right, is seen at a fair in Philippopolis in the Ottoman Empire. I got to assume that's somewhere near Greece. So Philippopolis. Okay, so, or it might be Macedonia. And our birth is in 1949 is Bill Bruford. Not a household word, but he is if you are into progressive rock music, because he's a British rock and jazz drummer. He also, curiously enough, has a PhD, and he got it in music, and he got it way after his musical career. He actually obtained that in 2016. University of Surrey wanted to give him an honorary doctorate. He said, no, I want to work for it. So he spent 4.5 years working for his PhD. And so he got it in music. So he was with Yes, King Crimson, Genesis. He was a touring drummer only with Genesis. Earthworks, Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, and Howe, a whole bunch of different iterations. He teams up with Tony Levin, to the Chapman stick and bass player from King Crimson as well. He's born in Sevenoaks, Kent, England. And that sent me down a rabbit hole today because one of the reasons he recorded 5 albums with Yes, and one of the reasons given up was that Yes was highly combative, but they couldn't understand each other. They cited language differences as a reason for the band breaking up. Now, interestingly enough, it turns out that Kent is in the southeast of London, so it's southeastern England. John Anderson happens to be from up in Lancashire, so he's got that accent from up there. So he's northern, right? And they just couldn't get themselves to understand each other, I guess, because it's difficult to talk. So anyway, quite a different accent as well. So that's what I got for you, right? because they call that the. Oh my God! They have all sorts of names for all the accents in England and stuff like that. Benny Hill was a master of them, and one of the reasons why he was loved as a comic in England, besides being a dirty old man, of course, was that when he gave his little recitations in as a farmer or something like that, he was actually making fun of each, the language differences in each of the areas of England. So it was kind of interesting, and it was very much went over the heads of most of us over here on this side of the pond. But anyway, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate and love every single one of you. Let's recap, shall we? Today's keywords, there's 2 of them, right, is deep thinking, and the color is a yellow iris. Complex colors for complex people. Love you all. Thank you so much. Today is an 8. Happy astrocatting.